Hi, nice to meet you, Caitlin Devereaux. What made you decide to choose nursing as a profession? I always knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I love how the body works. I love how everything kind of goes together. It was a really cool mystery I wanted to know more about. There was one experience in particular that really inspired me. My grandfather, my primary caretaker, he was hospitalized for a surgery. He had dementia at the time, so he was very hard to work with, very difficult with anything you wanted him to perform, could not perform or complete any ADLs. So none of the nurses wanted to work with him. Everyone kind of kept putting him to the side. They'd only come into his room when they absolutely have to, except for one nurse in particular. What she did is she put her name underneath his and made sure she was his nurse every time she was working. She spent time to talk to him, dressed all his wounds properly. They built a really great relationship, and she was so useful and so helpful and made such a huge impact to not only me and my grandfather, but our whole family. Nurses are known as lifelong learners. What steps have you taken or plan to take to be a lifelong learner? For me, I love being a student. I'm an amazing student, and I love it. It's where my passion is. I started out with medical transcription. That wasn't involved enough in the field, so I decided to take on personal support worker. It still wasn't quite enough, so I moved on to nursing. Well, from there, I encountered such a wide variety of clients that I decided to specialize in dementia. I took on Working with Dementia Client Certificate, which helped me kind of understand it a little better. From there, I worked with palliative patients, so I decided to take orientation in palliative care. That wasn't quite enough, and I was encountering clients who were deaf, some were oral, some were non-oral, so I decided to take on sign language. I'm currently still taking sign language. I have my first certificate, and I will continue with that. I also am taking French. I attend regular workshops, and anything healthcare related, I'm usually reading it, or if there's a workshop, I'm usually there. That won't stop anytime soon. Number 3, give an example of a time you worked as a member of a multidisciplinary team in a healthcare setting. How did you interact with the other team members? I worked at St. Joseph's at Fleming, which is a nursing home in Peterborough, Ontario, and I was a personal support worker. With that, in that nursing home, there were doctors of a wide variety of specializations, occupational therapist, physiotherapist, there were recreational activities, there were nurses, you name it, we had them there. I was the eyes and ears for many of them. Because I was the one working one-on-one with most of the residents, I was one to find if anything changed it, if anything like regular was happening with their personalities, and I was the first one to report it. So with that, a lot of the team members came to rely on me, and I was able to build a really, really good rapport with each of them. I can plan to continue that with any career I choose, and to work that well with any team member I encounter. Number 4, tell us about a time in which you needed to advocate for a client. One experience in particular that really stood out to me was I was a manager at a call center. With a call center, the turnover rate is very, very, very quick. And if we aren't making our numbers, we ship people out the door, unfortunately. I was told, because my manager didn't like someone on my team, that I was to find reason to fire them. There was no justification for it, and I decided to advocate for them. And I made sure that they got their numbers up for anything that they needed. Their sales were up, you name it, I helped them. And I explained to my manager that I needed a really good reason to take any further steps into any elimination of their employment, and that I refused to arbitrarily remove someone from my team. Number 5, what are your personal strengths? From working as a personal support worker, I had 12 people, up to 25 people in the morning to take care of, and working as a manager at a call center, I have gotten absolutely amazing at my time management skills. That is something I pride myself on. Along with that, I'm also really, really good at communication in written style. My notes and my charts are always impeccable. What are your weaknesses? Along with my strengths of written communication, my oral communication is my weakness, unfortunately. Sometimes when I'm speaking, I stutter a fair amount, and it makes it hard to communicate what is wrong. If I get too tired or too nervous, stressed, my stutter gets very, very strong. But other than that, I can usually write down what I need to communicate. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking the time to have me in here, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.